Hey crew, it's Pitt, and I'm back with another reaction video. Today we are going to be checking out a brand new song for me. It's kind of old for y'all, more than likely. This is Cellophane by Corey Smith. Let's dig in and see what's up.
Cellophane, front pocket of my blue jeans, a little
I already know what's going on.
fire and a little green,
Come on.
enough to make me king on a Friday night.
Bet.
In a trailer off a dry pond road, where me and the boys would go to get loaded and hide out from the law.
Hillcrest, baby. What's up? I feel that, right? 17, like, shit, 14, 13, walking around with cellophane in your pocket, got a little bit of bud, you fixing to go bend a tin can, or somebody's got a pipe or a bong, and y'all fixing to go do that thing, right? I feel that. I have definitely been there. It's not necessarily the best choices, right? We talk about that all the time. Like, I have to talk with a forked tongue because I use cannabis as a pain reliever. I smoke. I'm smoked out right now, but that doesn't mean that it needs to be your lifestyle. Like, I smoke, but I don't hang out with stoners, right? Like, the people I hang out with, some of them smoke, but ain't none of them idle. They're all on the grind. They're all functioning with their medicine. And they're using it, most of them, as a medicine. Like, for real. Like, it does more than most of the pharmaceuticals that you can get. It actually does help people with a lot of things. But that does not mean that you cannot be substantially addicted to the altered feeling that you get from the greenery, right? So there is a big difference. You have to walk a line. Like, I could be taking opioids and bonged out of my head and possibly taking the chance of dying every day, or I could deal with cannabis and, you know, I get the munchies and I got to watch my weight.
It was just a weekend thing.
God.
A little help for the alcohol. It was no big deal.
Boy, if I had $1 for every time I was drunk before the age of 21, I could have retired at 20.
It was just a weekend thing.
And of course, that's an over-exaggeration, right? There's not enough time for $365 to make a difference.
Leave it all on the couch. Don't get behind the wheel. Break it out. I want to taste what you got in that cellophane.
That's the problem, is what's in that cellophane changes, right? It goes from greenery to whitery to brownery to pillory to whatever it happens to be in that thing that you're getting wrapped in cellophane. 21 years sober, and I can still smell it sometimes.
Cellophane. A bunch of kids, same feather, same kind of cool. We dropped out of the Sunday school and made up our own rules for a few good years. Before the cops came sniffing around, before they took our dope man down, and good shit got hard to find.
There was a time when you could rely upon the person that you were getting things from. Like, as much as you can rely on anybody in the game, you could rely on your supply to be solid. And then in the mid-90s, that whole situation changed. Like, it got a whole lot more shady in the mid-90s, at least for me, to pick up what we were looking for at the time, right? And by the end of the 90s, by the end of the mid-90s, I was well involved in the situation, and then again in the late 90s, but, like, there was a shift between the time when you went to go smoke with the boy you was getting the smoke from and the time when you was just riding the block and picking stuff up. And that shift made a whole big difference in a lot of things. That's when all that Kill You rap came out, was about the time of that shift.
I know when it was just a weekend thing. alcohol, it was no big deal. Just a weekend thing. Sleep it off on the couch. Don't get behind the wheel. Break it out. I wanna taste what you got in that cellophane. 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 A handful of prescription pills. Well, that's when the shit got real.
The significant difference between the greenery and the manufacturing is indescribable. Like, I have been on the pills, right? We've talked about my story, and I'm going to let him finish in a minute. But we got to talk about things, right, when it pops up. I had my deal with pills. When I worked at Honeywell, I blew my shoulder out because they had faulty equipment. I had 2 surgeries, and they gave me a lot of Lortabs. I was on Lortab 10s. Like, I was getting 60, 70, 90 a month of Lortab 10s, and I was eating them like they were candy balls. And then that wasn't enough. I got some more from somewhere else, and I was eating those like they was candy. And then Klonopins come in, and then Xanax, and all the other things. That's why when I hurt myself this time, my bad decision to drive wound up with me being injured for the rest of my life, when I wound up with all these problems that I currently have. They tried to throw them pills at me, and I said no, because I know where it leads. And that doesn't mean that I'm not going to have to one day take them pills. I know that more than likely, if I live for another 20 years, that cannabis will not be enough. I wake up at a 7 every single day, and cannabis allows me to deal with that 7. It allows me to wash my dishes and do what I have to do. But I don't drive when I'm high. I don't, like, them opioids though, man, that is a whole different ballgame. That is a whole different trying to find, right? If I run out of greenery, it's like, well, it's going to be a terrible couple of days, right? I'm going to not get as much done as I could. But when you run out of them opioids, it's like your body is trying to defeat you. It's like your body is trying to tell you, die. You're sweating, and then you're cold, and then you're nasty, and you can't eat, and you're shitting all the time, and it's a horrible situation getting off of those things. So I'm trying to put it off as long as I can. All of these tools and all of these things are tools, can serve a really good purpose. Surgery is a great thing. Eating opioids is not. Chronic pain is a real thing. It really sucks. It really does, y'all. But that doesn't mean that you get to just excuse your life away to that chronic pain. And if you think I'm just talking out of my yag, and this is your first time here, I've got 7 bulges, 6 herniations, 3 impingements of the spinal cord. I have spinal stenosis, I have scoliosis, and degenerative disc disorder. And then I have something that just makes my left side do its own thing all by itself. So I'm not just pulling things out of my ass when I talk about these issues, right? I literally wake up every day and decide to stay alive. That's a real thing, because it just fucking hurts to wake up. And that's a real thing too. And so I make the decision every day to not go see a guy about some pills. I make the decision every day to not go see the guy about some time. And that's just the real reality of life. Don't use pain as your excuse. It only hurts a lot. Well, I can deal with a lot. Like, that's something I say all the time. I say it so much unconsciously that my kids picked up on it. It only hurts a lot. I can deal with a lot. It's not too much yet. I can deal with that. Right? I got another one that's like, it only hurts me when I breathe. I only feel it when I try to move. Right? Those are the things I say, because it just gives the proper light to the situation.
They say those things can kill, well, I know firsthand. a phone call that bent my knees.
Come on.
His mama wouldn't look at me like she thought I was to blame. Well, maybe I was. Maybe I didn't try hard enough. I told him he ought to kick that stuff. I guess we should have known right from the start. Oh,
You can't though. Like that shit, it was marketed to us as a wonder. It was marketed to us as like they literally told people that these opioids were non-addictive. People, like they literally told people that you could just put them down. They literally tell people that you can take these things, and I don't want to say the names again, but they changed your chemistry in here. They told you that you could take that and it would make new neural pathways in your brain, and that wouldn't have an effect on you. That it wouldn't change the way you actually see the world. They didn't let you know that there's a good chance that your heart will stop. They didn't let you know that there is an almost certainty that you will not be able to stop without assistance. They didn't let you know that if you stop these, it throws you off even more. They didn't let you know that. They didn't tell you that because they didn't care. They want a customer. They don't want somebody healed. They don't use the tools for healing. Those tools can be used for healing. Those tools are used to keep you coming back. And you do. You come back once a month, stressing over whether or not they're going to write that script or not. Every month. I've lost so many people to the game, y'all. Like, I've lost people to every substance you can name except greenery. And that's real stuff. Like, other than possibly, like, there was some greenery involved in some action, right? But, like, I've lost people to the horse. I've lost people to all the pills. Like, I've lost people to powder and rock. I've lost people to mainlining. I've lost people to freebasing. I've lost people to everything. I hate that shit, y'all.
but it was just a weekend thing.
I hate that for him,
A
bro.
little help for the alcohol. It was no big deal. It was just a weekend thing. Now there's no way of sleeping off the
Come on.
hurt I feel. So break it out. I wanna taste what you got in that cellophane.
Ooh. Y'all make sure y'all get back over to Corey Smith's page and give him a like, share, and a sub. Throw him a comment and let him know that you appreciate what he is doing. I do. The link is always provided in the description box down below. I want y'all to go back and show some love because we need as many people pulling attention to this shit as we possibly can get. We have more than enough people out there telling you that you can perky and be all right. They got people out there telling you that you can throw powder and you can do whatever you want and you're going to be all right. And they are all fucking lying to you. Every single one of them. Every time you hear somebody talking about how great the party life is, they are lying to you. 100%. There is no doubt about it. It is fun to go out and party every once in a while. But if your life is party, you're miserable. And you know that as well as I do. You can change it. It can be different, yo. I am 21 years sober. I like that stuff way too much. I did an 8-ball with my daughter in the bouncy seat next to me. Right? Overnight, in the middle of the night, my wife's sleeping in the other room and she ain't got a clue what I'm doing. And I'm in there bumping up with my daughter next to me. And that was the night that I changed my life, right? I did a ball that night. And then the next day I put that shit down, and 21 years later I still sometimes smell it, right? I still sometimes I'm like, I wonder, and I have to tell myself, no. That shit's terrible. Don't let it get its hooks in you. If you've never done it, don't do it. And if you are doing it, get off it. Don't wait till tomorrow. Start your shit today. Make your plan today to change your damn life. Because if you don't, you're going to wind up where the third verse of this song went. Somebody's going to be calling your mama and telling your mama, hey, we found your son or we found your daughter. And it's too late. They're gone. Do you want that for them? Is that what you want for them? Is that what you want for your kids? You can change your life. It is easy. Like, it's hard and easy at the same time, right? Like, my path was through God. I found God, and God changed my life in a very real way. It is not what most people consider it, though. It's not like I went through the Baptist church and I am past the Baptist church. But you have to find your way out. You have to want your way out. Now, I have a system where I can help you get a hold to your mind a little bit. I can help you figure out why you keep falling into the same traps repeatedly. I do that. But I can't force you to do it. I can't force you to change your life. You have to want that for yourself. If you don't want it, it does no good for anybody to tell you anything. Corey, this was absolutely amazing. I thank you for bearing your soul to us. This was wonderful. Hopefully it touches some people. Hopefully some people decide today that they don't want to do that shit no more. That would be absolutely wonderful. To the crew, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you are here with me. I am praying for you every single day. Until next time, I love you. God loves you. You're perfect, whole, and complete just the way that you are. And this has been Pitt State. Peace.